Always tempting. Give us a follow if you see it. And we can follow us to Jesus. Always tempting. Visit my channel, it's alright. Cause once you visit, you gon' hit subscribe. Always tempting. Give us a follow if you see it. And when we follow us to Jesus. Always tempting. Visit my channel, it's alright. Cause once you visit, you gon' hit subscribe. Give us a follow if you see it. You know we follow us to Jesus.
Hey now, hey, good evening, good evening. I hope you're feeling blessed and refreshed. I'm back again with another one. And today I'm going to show y'all how I make my fried pork chops, my rice, and my pinto beans with the ham hocks in it. And don't forget the jiffy. So y'all, I started by putting my ham hocks on yesterday, early in the morning. And then by about 8 p.m., I went ahead and poured in my pinto beans after I picked them, make sure there was no broken pieces. Because if you put broken beans in there and they start to cook, they're going to get all gritty and nasty. But anyway, yeah, y'all, it took 24 hours for my beans to be done. 22 hours to be exact, because they was done by about 6 p.m. today. And so I was able to go ahead and finish the rest of the meal. I put my rice on earlier this afternoon and turned it down real low and kept checking back on it. So it's done. So right now I'm just going to put a little butter in the pot and get my rice transferred over to a bowl. Because I like to clean as I go, I want to get that pot clear as soon as possible. So comment down below if y'all like to cook y'all meat, or if y'all like to cook parts of your dinner earlier in the day so that it gets done and that you don't have so much to do at dinner time. So what I like to do is I like my rice to have lots and lots of butter. So I'm gonna just go in and put a little piece of butter after each spoonful of rice. It's still hot and smoking. This meal is gonna be so good, y'all. And some people like to put like salt and pepper or just butter in their rice. But me, I love to put lots and lots of sugar in my rice too. So I'm going to go ahead and take my pot. It's already clean. This is my Old Faithful, y'all. You see the handle is bent. I need some new pots and pans. But I'm sure we all got that set of Old Faithfuls in the cabinet, right? So I'm going to just go in with my canola oil and get it to getting hot so that I can get my pork chops washed and seasoned up and ready to go in the pan. So now I'm taking the rest of the rice, putting it in a bowl that has a top on it, and putting it in the refrigerator. Most of the time when I cook, I just cook one meal at a time, just enough for us to eat and be satisfied, not really have any leftovers. But this particular occasion, it's kind of hard to measure the rice when you're somebody like me who just pours. So that's what happened here. But luckily, we'll be using this tomorrow for something else. Not quite sure what. But I actually like to keep up this same habit all the way across the board. For instance, if I make chili and I might have some chili dogs the next day, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to make some chili mac, allowing the rest of that chili to be eaten and not wasted. So that's just a tip for you. I find it to be very, very convenient personally. So now I'm going to jump into making my pork chops. I got a huge pack of center cut pork chops from Walmart. I think this pack cost me $10 and some cent. So now I'm going to go ahead over there and I'm washing it off, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, y'all, I'm back in action. So from here, I got my flour in this little container that you see. And I'm going to go ahead and take that flour and pour it up in that bowl right there. And then I'm going to take my secret ingredient, which makes my stuff extra, extra crispy. Cornstarch, y'all. Comment down below if you use cornstarch to your flour to give your meat or whatever you're frying a little bit more crisp. This is actually something that I just learned recently, so I'm no expert, but it works awesome. It works so good. And then I went ahead and put a little bit of paprika in my flour, as well as go ahead and season up my pork chops. In this case, I'm going to use everything but salt. So I got the paprika, I got the complete seasoning, I got some pepper, some Creole seasoning, and some garlic powder. No salt, because everything that I just mentioned has tons of salt in it. Now I have to admit, that, as you all know, pork is not very good for you. Pork is salty on its own. So I try to eat not a lot of pork, but some pork. But I just don't, most of the time, I don't use salt to season it. That's just extra salt on top of salt. And I can get a little clumsy in the kitchen, so I know you saw me drop that seasoning. And don't laugh, don't laugh. Hey y'all, if you've been rocking with me this long, don't forget to go ahead and hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It's a whole vibe. If you feel it in your heart to share this video, please do. This is just a down home southern meal, y'all. It's gonna fill you up super quick, and it's gonna be memorable. You're gonna want more and more and more. Y'all know what I mean. You know when you get that taste for something, and you, until you get it, you just can't get that taste out your mouth. But once you do get it, you want some more, right? Same situation. Anywho, back to the task at hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and flour up my pork chops. My grease is hot. See how good that looks? As I said, I had a family pack of pork chops. There was about 8 pork chops in the pack. I only used 4, and I put the other 4 in the freezer for another meal. So that makes me wonder if you're the type of person who's like me and who likes to buy family packs of meat and then use half of that meat for something here and half of that meat for something there. If you don't, it's a good tip. It's always something good to try. Alright, so I got the top on there. It's smoking a little bit there, ain't it? Wow. Anyway, y'all, it's time to hop into this cornbread. You can't have some beans and ham hocks without that cornbread. That jiffy be so good. It gotta, okay, sorry. Anyway. I got excited just looking at the replay. But anywho, this is where it gets good, y'all. Anybody can make a box of Jiffy cornbread. But there are some special techniques that you can use to make that Jiffy just pop even more. To make them be like, what is in this cornbread? I'm going to show you right here. So I got about a half a stick of butter. And I'm going to put it in my coffee cup, and I'm going to put it in the microwave to melt it. That's just what I do. I use my coffee cup. You can use whatever you want. If you're a little more fancy than I am, if you want to use a pot and melt it on the stove, totally up to you. But I'm going to show y'all something here. I'm dropping gems, y'all. You want to pay attention now. Pays attention. All right, y'all, I'm ready. So I got me another bowl. I'm going to go ahead and open up that Jiffy and get it dumped up in the bowl, right? Next, I'm going to go by the instructions right on the box. And I'm going to use 1/3 cup of milk and 1 egg, right? Now, some of y'all might use a mixer to mix up your Jiffy. And I have too. But I just find it to be too much work. So, I'm going to use that good old elbow grease. And I'm going to mix. And I'm going to chop and get them clumps out of there. And I'm going to make sure it's a nice smooth texture. But here's what you got to do. You got to have this right here to make the people be like, not who brought the potato salad, but who brought the cornbread. Because this is the ultimate way to make the cornbread. Now, if you're wondering why I sound so excited about this cornbread, it's because I am. Y'all. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Let me get back into it. So anyway, we still haven't got to that special ingredient yet, but I'm gonna go ahead in with my little spoon, and I'm gonna mix and get all them clumps out. And I'm gonna just keep mixing for a minute, y'all. Okay, it's time for the good stuff now. Here I go. So there's my coffee cup with my butter, right? Pour it up in that dish that you about to make your cornbread in. And wish it on around and coat that pan around the side and around the bottom with that butter. Yes, y'all, that's what I do. Do y'all do this? Let me know. Comment down below. And then whatever's extra, I pour it right up into my Jiffy mix, y'all. Mix that thing up. It won't never get dry. You won't never have no cornbread like this again. Y'all, I don't know. If this ain't something to get excited about, I don't know what life is for. Because, y'all, it's the secret ingredient. This whole meal is just gonna be bomb.com because of that cornbread right there. And I put so much love into it. Yeah, y'all, you thought I was done? Nope, I'm still here. I'm still mixing. Still getting those clumps out. I want to tell you again, I appreciate you so much for being here, because you could be anywhere else, but you chose me. I am always so appreciative. And yeah, if I haven't told you already, I love you. Even if I ain't never heard your voice, even if I don't know your real name, even if you are in a relationship, or even if you're not in a relationship, I love you. That's all there is to it. You never know who needs to hear that, y'all. So, especially in a world like today, there is so much love lost, but I just appreciate all of you. And just know that if you come this way, we family now. Ain't no getting away. So anyway, let's get back into it, y'all. You know, I'll be getting distracted and carrying on. But I appreciate you. I really do. So that cornbread is ready. I'm going to go ahead and shake it up a little bit. Make it even. Put it in the oven. And then I need to go ahead back and check on them pork chops. They've been going for a while now. I got my little pan ready so that when they are done, I can just pull them on out, put them in the pan, and then I like to put them in the oven with the cornbread to bake all that extra grease out of them. Look how golden brown and yummy that looks, y'all. I only use a little drop of oil in the bottom of the pan. It doesn't take a lot because I don't want to soak the pork chops in grease. But when I tell you that cornstarch, it works, baby. As you can see, it works. So we're going to go ahead and flip these other two. Don't those just look beautiful? And now I'm going to come back over here and check on my beans. They are pretty much done. They were just warming up. So I just went ahead and unplugged the crock pot, and then I'm going to make sure I mix them up. You see a little bit of a mess on my stove. Don't worry about that. I'm going to clean it up in just a second. Now I went ahead and took my white bowl that I had my flour in earlier and I washed it out. So I'm going to come on now and I'm going to scoop them beans on out with the ham hocks. Y'all, wait till you see the finished plate. OMG. Now I encourage you, if you don't already, to have you some dishwater ran, because it just makes it so much easier as you use these utensils or bowls or pots and pans to just go on over and wash them and get them out the way. Trust me, I know from experience. At the same time, you're going to see me picking bones out because, as you know, or you might not know, that ham hocks have some pretty big bones in them. So I like to go ahead and pick those out as much as I can before I plate it. So there it is, y'all. Ain't nothing like the finished product. Don't that just look so good? Hold up now, don't leave yet. We almost done. As you can see, the cornbread is ready and I have started plating. There is my honey's bowl. He likes the rice underneath with the beans on top, y'all. Stick around to see us plate the rest. Now remember, I got picky eaters in my house, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I Alright, so satisfy here we go. everybody. There's Nini's plate. We just got the pork chop on there, and then I put the cornbread on there, and then she likes her rice separate and she likes her beans separate. Now this girl don't like nothing touching. Comment down below if your kids are the same way or if even you are the same way. Here I go, using up all the dishes again. So there's a bowl where I put her beans in there. And then I'm going to get a paper plate to put her rice on. And then she likes to put a little bit of sugar in her rice. So, like I said, everybody is definitely a picky eater in this house. I like to make sure everything is cooked separate so that everybody could be satisfied with their meal. Either way, ain't nothing going to waste, y'all. It's going to get ate. Now it's time to plate my own. Here I come with my rice. And everything else, y'all. We did it. There's another one. Let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments. Remember that the comments don't always save after the premiere. So please, please, please come back afterwards and let me know what you think about this meal. Altogether, it took me about 45 minutes to fry the pork chops and to make the jiffy. Remember, I started my beans and ham hocks last night. They cooked all night. And then my rice, I started earlier in the day and turned it down low and let it cook as well. So it doesn't really take a long time to make this meal. It's definitely affordable and it is worth it, y'all. Oh my goodness, look at that. And there it is. There's a finished plate. There it is. And thank you so much again, guys, for being here. And remember, be true to yourself, because if you're not true to yourself, you can't be true to nobody else.